When we last left our heroes, you guys had just driven off, heroically driven off.
Cold snap.
Cold Snap. And the last thing that Cold Snap said to you, in fact, this is like in the previously on Masks Academy, Behind the Masks. You have those files. You should take a look at them.
She could exit less cool.
So Sylvia went running off when you got her out of the thing. And she was running the opposite. She was like, oh, and you're coming the other way, Red Panda. Like, as Sylvia's going out, says, I'm going to call the alarm. I'm going to call the alarm. We'll
Call the alarm, Sylvia.
What?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No. We dealt with her. I think. Did you?
Oh, you still have to tell people that we got broken into.
No.
Yeah.
No. We saw them later.
We're telling them now. Unless you could be. A cheater. Throw dice at her.
That's superior. No. I'm good at superior because I'm not.
What's your superior?
What's your superior? 3.
What's your, do you have any conditions? Yeah, you're guilty, so you're -2, but you're still going to be a +1. You're angry and guilty gives you a penalty to provoke. So, +3, -2, use +1 be. So roll it at 1.
Roll like the month. We're waiting. I don't like it.
What was it? 4? Mark of pointing potential. No. Protocol is we call it in and we have as many authority members of Oversight come in here and help straighten out. We need to get people in here so they can look at what she touched and figure out what was taken, if she managed to get anything away. And then she's already gone. So what you have going through your head is something was taken, and they will definitely notice it because you took something and you made it really, really obvious that it was taken so that she would see it if she broke into the system. So it's going to be very obvious that it was taken and you still have it. And they also will be able to look at the computer, at the camera footage, and know that she never got anywhere near the system. So you are now in the room with Panda. You're in the room with Mystery. No. Miss Adventure. Sorry. Miss Terry is in my other game, and it's confused me. So you're in the room with Miss Adventure and the melting ice and the probably tens of thousands of dollars of water damage that will eventually happen in this room and the broken windows. You have the files. Do you tell Miss Adventure that?
I have the file.
You say it just out loud.
No, I don't trust. I've got a condition hanging over my head. I don't trust you. Fine. Yeah.
You have like a little screen or something you can plug it into and hand it.
I'm gonna grab this and plug it into the nearest office computer.
That's a terrible idea.
Right. Okay.
Because they're going to know that you accessed it on an office, like the files were taken out and then accessed on a local system. Okay. What are you looking for? You just want to review whatever they've got?
Yeah.
Okay. So, give me, I think, an assess the situation.
I can't imagine your final. I can't imagine not having good superior. 9.
Do you want to help? Do you want the information too? If you help, you get to a 10. That's more questions you can ask. I tell you what, we're going to get the initial answer here, and then you can decide whether or not you want more answers, more questions. So you've got videos, you've got reports and stuff like this. This wasn't basically was there was a, I want to put it on either like a train or an airplane. What do you feel like?
Train.
All right, so some kind of we're going to go with like a monorail type of situation. Mm-hmm. And there was a running battle going on the train, and a lot of civilians being put in danger, that sort of stuff. Okay.
Classic.
Everything was basically going to plan. There was some kind of smuggling thing, or they were actually, we'll just say it because it's classic. The criminal organization, we can say it was the Spider Network or whatever, was robbing the train, like classic train heist.
Villain stuff.
Yeah, villain stuff. They're doing the train heist. Everything was basically going to plan, like it was seemed to be basically going, and then inexplicably, like there's a lot of analysis in here on what it might have possibly been, like an RPG, which is a rocket propelled grenade, or some other high
grenade propelled rocket.
That's a terrible idea. Some kind of device that was meant to have a high yield, like something that should never have been used on the train was used. And the train, an explosion went off, several of the cars in the train and several of the cars back from that area destroyed, some civilian loss of life, fairly significant civilian loss of life, and would have been worse, except for the members of her team, the protectors, sacrificed themselves in order to protect the civilians as best as they could. It had been getting monitored. The protectors aren't really part of Oversight, and they went to great lengths not to be part of Oversight or Aegis.
They do not want to be sponsored.
Yep.
This video is not sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
But there is video footage because Oversight was monitoring the situation. They had people in the sky, they were looking at the whole thing. And when the detonation went off, there's footage. This was from far enough back, so this would have been like late 80s, early 90s. There's video footage, Hestia, zooming, like sort of like in the stunned silence thereafter, saying, it's like a press conference snippet, like afterwards, where Hestia was the spokesperson for it and saying some stuff that's like, this is a terrible loss. They did the best they could for the city. The situation in this particular instance, we honestly, Oversight and Aegis would like to mutually extend both our condolences to those that were lost and our apologies, because we feel as though if we had been helping the protectors more, if we had partnered with them more closely and had more interaction with them, we could have provided them the support that would have prevented this from happening. Kind of in this moment of loss, they're still managing to get this thing. It's like, listen, if they'd have worked with us, this never would have happened.
What here is the reason what here set Cold Snap off on our side quest of vengeance?
What here can I use to figure out what in these files can I use to figure out whether Cold Snap was onto something? Tell me about some video game or like really fringe media or something like that Harmony is into. Something that wouldn't be super popular, something that would be really edge case, like an anime that she's really into.
Harmony.
Misadventure. Her real name is Harmony.
She plays
or music, or maybe like some really obscure band or something like that.
She plays Dwarf Fortress.
She plays Dwarf Fortress?
Yes.
She plays the most edgy, like...
She plays the most... It's not even on the edge, it's off. It's like a solid yard off.
I want to come up with a slightly different name for it because I don't know if Dwarf Fortress has the element that I'm thinking of. But she plays something like Dwarf Fortress, like super...
Something ASCII.
Super, yeah, ASCII, totally text-driven, super, like, fiddly.
Oh, hold on.
Make up something for our own universe, though.
Caverns of Should.
The Caverns of Should? Yes. What's that, the Caves of Could?
Caves of Would.
The Caverns of Should.
Yes.
All right, so... There's the thing that's been bugging you, that was bugging you the first time you video, and you played the video of the speech, and you played the part of Hestia. The part that was making you mad was the part about, like, if only they had, like, gone with our support and blah, 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 blah. Like, it wasn't the part that was bugging. There's lots of places where people say, in times of trial, look for the helpers. Look for the people who are coming in and helping and stuff like that. And it's a very good thing. But this particular thing, the wording, what she says, you go into, like, an old, and again, it's straight text. So you find it, there's a fan wiki for the Caverns of Should, and there's a freaking... Hestia's speech is like, you actually pull it up, and you pull it up on your phone and you're playing it and you show it to Panda and hit play. And what Hestia says is literally the dialogue out of the Caverns of Should.
Like, this is the starting message.
Now, probably nobody would recognize that, and you're really, really sure Hestia has never played Caverns of Should. She's not quoting the video game. So something there is weird. Something about that is definitely, it wasn't the speech that was given on the front steps. This is a recording from the speech that she gave on the front steps. Was the whole thing about, like, if only they'd been working more closely with us, if only we'd been working more closely with them. It's practically our fault. We should have gotten them to work better with us. But what they're really saying is it's their fault for not working with us. That's the thing that happens on the front steps. That's the message to the public. This thing that she does is, like, literally recording right outside of the control center with, like, one other person. And they're like, I can't believe that they screwed this up that bad. And she stops them and says, like, listen, heroes go toward and when other people are running away. Like, she's being all like, yeah, they screwed up, but they did the right thing. But she's quoting a video game. This isn't a speech. She didn't memorize it. Nobody wrote this thing for her. She ad-libbed the exact dialogue from an obscure text-based ASCII tactical video game. What?
I never showed it to her.
No, of course not. You you've never had any kind of casual conversation with her ever. You've had conversations with her, but it's usually you getting reviewed. She makes you come to tea, and then she tells you about everything that you're doing wrong, up to and including drinking the tea and the cookies wrong. There is no way Hestia quoted that. And she certainly didn't ad-lib it and accidentally get exactly, like literally word for about this long on the screen in text. It's the exact same dialogue. If you want to help, you can put a team you can spend a team from the pool, push it to a 10 and ask a second question.
I have to ask a question. No.
I'm assuming that in that point in time, you're using some more technical expertise to figure out something else about the files.
Do you have any other ideas for the question?
So what here can I use to figure out why she's suspicious of this? Well, clearly something is weird about the footage in this thing. Okay. So you can start analyzing. You get Misadventure says something is wrong with this video file. Something is weird about this. And you could get in there and start analyzing that particular file and see if you can figure out what's wrong with it. Okay. And what question would be, who here is most vulnerable to me, or what here is the biggest threat? Something like that. Which do you want? What here is in the greatest danger, or who here is most vulnerable to me, or what here is the biggest threat? I would say probably what here is most vulnerable. That whole video file has been generated.
This AI generated a response.
That entire footage of the stuff in the hallway has, looking specifically at that file, you're able to tell it was completely generated from scratch. And somebody literally fed in what to have the two people in the hallway say. And whoever it is didn't know what to have her say. So they must have just put in the dialogue from the Caverns of Shud.
They used ChatGPT.
No, they use Synthesia, probably, that does AI generated thing. Now, having looked at that and knowing that one is completely computer generated, you start looking at some of the other files, and all of the footage that they have, that's video footage from inside Oversight of that event. So the control room and this conversation, except for the speech out front, which is public, but the stuff in the control center where they were watching this, it isn't completely computer generated, but there are definitely places where the original footage was taken out and it was replaced with something else. So the video footage has been doctored. The records have probably been doctored to coincide with this, but the video has been altered and in some cases generated completely as something new.
Right. So I don't have a condition hanging over my head anymore.
You don't have the threat of a condition. No, you don't get rid of one. It's just
no. I just don't have the threat of insecurity.
The threat of insecure. So this stuff was definitely messed with.
Yeah. Come look at this. So, see, pretend I'm.
Yeah. I got you.
Good.
This file is completely fake. This file is 30% fake. This file is 60 to
32.
Yeah, 32% fake. This one's 51% fake. Quick question before we have to go. Do you put the files back so nobody knows that you took them?
No. What? No. Huh. You're irrational. This is irrational.
Okay, so what's your plan there? You're gonna
keep it in the pocket for now, or utility does.
So if somebody confronts you about this, you figure you'll worry about it.
I just feel like,
okay.
I was wondering why Kodiak always looks so tired.
That's really good.
I just feel like, why is the Bible missing? Tablet. What? Cheap bubble.
Oh,
That's it.
It's gonna be an interesting conversation with Kodiak. All right, cool. No, that's good. That's actually really, really good. I like that. All right. Thank you guys. I know this was short, but thank you. That was good.